sharing 3 feel-good, spring-inspired with a little hint of summer in there sharing plates. We've got this sweet potato, whipped roasted garlic feta with this preserved lemon pine nut chili crunch. This one is going to absolutely blow your mind. It is incredible. Also got this garlic chili purple sprouting broccoli with this tahini miso yogurt, served with this wild garlic, charred spring onion, salsa verde, and tamari pumpkin seeds. And one of my favorites ever, I'm gonna be sharing my creamy roasted red pepper dip with crispy lentils and aubergine. 3 vibrant, gorgeous recipes. They are all different. I'm giving you variety with the recipes that I'm sharing with you today. Guaranteed, once you're done watching this video, you are going to want to jump into your kitchen and get cooking. For more of my recipes, you can check out my ebooks, which are available over on my website at www.tishwonders.co.uk. Let's jump into the first beautiful spring-inspired feel-good sharing plate. Let's go. It would be impossible to choose my favorite recipe from this video because they're all so different, but there is a special place in my heart for this one right here. My friend Rachel, I'm going to put her Instagram on screen, created this wild garlic spring onion salsa verde when we did a collab last year on Instagram, and it has been living rent-free in my mind. I was obsessed then and I am obsessed now. This will go with, and when I say anything and everything, this one is so special. I'm using purple sprouting broccoli. Other options, you could use regular broccoli, you could use tenderstem. I think you guys call it broccolini in the States. So yeah, just work with the ingredients that you have. We'll be needing some pumpkin seeds, which we'll lightly toast and splash some tamari over. And then for that wild garlic spring onion salsa verde, we'll be needing some wild garlic. Don't stress if you don't have wild garlic. You can just sub with regular garlic and use lots and lots of green herbs like parsley or coriander or both if you want. We'll be needing a whole bunch of spring onions, some miso paste, and some tahini for the base of this. So starting with this wild garlic charred spring onion salsa verde, we are going to just cook off the spring onions. If you want to do it on a griddle pan, if you want to do it on a grill, if you just want to throw them in the oven, whatever way works for you, just cook your spring onions. Essentially, we just want them to be softened and cooked before throwing them into this salsa verde. So placing them into my super handy little mini chopper, along with some fresh wild garlic, some capers, you can add a little bit of the brine in too, some salt, a good squeeze of lemon juice, some extra virgin olive oil, and I didn't get it on camera, but I also added in a little touch of green chili too. I would definitely recommend doubling up with this recipe. After a taste of this, you're going to be wanting more. So no blender involved. We're just going to quickly whisk together this miso tahini yogurt. So placing some yogurt into the bowl, I used some Greek yogurt. Along with some tahini, I used a light tahini and some miso paste, a little touch of salt and some lemon juice. You're just going to whisk everything well. I kind of like the consistency for mine to be very, very thick. That's just how I enjoy it. But if you'd prefer it a little bit thinner, you can add in a touch of water just to kind of loosen everything up. I placed in a little touch of maple syrup. This just made this miso tahini yogurt just feel complete. Really can't go wrong with these toasted tamari pumpkin seeds. And they are so simple to prepare. Placing the pumpkin seeds into the pan until they started kind of turning a little bit golden, looking something like this. I prefer to remove mine from the heat and then splash the tamari on. Otherwise, I find it burns if you do it in a pan. So I just placed the toasted pumpkin seeds into a bowl, and straight away, you need to do it quickly, straight away throw the tamari in. Another element that I would recommend to double up on, you could just store these in a jar, just make sure they're cooled down before putting the lid on, but they're such a great salad topper, meal topper, whatever you want to put these on, or even just as a little snack. So for the garlic chili, purple sprouting broccoli, we are just going to finely chop up some red chili, along with finely chopping up some garlic. So I grabbed my pan, just heating it on a medium heat. I placed in a little touch of oil and I threw my purple sprouting broccoli in. I gave it some salt and just kept everything moving in the pan for a few minutes until it had slightly softened. I then threw in the garlic and chili, just cooking for a further few minutes until the purple sprouting broccoli was fully cooked to my liking. I do want it to have a little bit of a crunch though, so I made sure not to overcook it. So plating this one up, I grabbed that miso tahini yogurt, just placing it on the plate as the base of this dish. I then topped it with that unbelievable wild garlic charred spring onion salsa verde. I topped it with the garlic chili purple sprouting broccoli, finished off with those toasted tamari pumpkin seeds, and then just to finish everything, just to lift this whole dish, I finished off with some lemon zest, while of extra virgin olive oil. And oh my goodness, this one right here made me so happy. Another one that I could just devour by myself. This quote unquote sharing plate could just be for me, this one is unreal. Every single layer in this dish just sings together beautifully. A standout, vibrant, beautiful sharing plate or side dish that I just know you are going to go crazy for. So this is my sweet potato, roasted garlic whipped feta with the most incredible preserved lemon pine nut chili crunch. I know I said that these recipes are great as sharing plates, but this is one that you just might want to enjoy by yourself. It is that good. The subtle tanginess from that whipped feta and then the almost caramelized sweet potato topped with that just incredibly Moorish preserved lemon pine nut chili crunch. This one is everything. Ingredients include some feta, and then for that creamy, almost luxurious feel, I'm choosing to use some Greek yogurt. We're going to be roasting up some sweet potatoes. The other ingredients include pine nuts. If you don't have pine nuts or you just don't like pine nuts, you could opt for some blanched almonds. Walnuts would also work really well for this. We'll be needing some preserved lemons, some chili, and then lots and lots of fresh lemon juice also. So starting by preparing all of the ingredients that needs to be roasted. This is going to be the longest part of the recipe, so we want to get everything into the oven as soon as possible. For the garlic, I trimmed off the top so the cloves are slightly exposed. I fancy chopping these sweet potatoes into really chunky wedges. I just fancied this size for this dish. I placed in some salt, some ground black pepper, along with a few spices. So I chose to use some smoked paprika, just a little touch, along with some chili flakes, some cumin seeds, and then just a little touch of cinnamon drizzled over some extra virgin olive oil. I just shaped that bowl around, just making sure the sweet potatoes were covered well with all of the seasoning. So I placed my chunky sweet potato pieces onto a lined flat baking tray, placing the garlic on. I actually swirled a little bit of olive oil onto the garlic too, and then just flipped it so it was face down. I placed the tray into a hot preheated oven of about 200 degrees Celsius, and I left everything in for about 30 to 35 minutes. So moving on to prepare what is, in my opinion, the star element of this recipe, this preserved lemon pine nut chili crunch. So grabbing a pan, we're just gonna gently toast these pine nuts. Just do it on like a medium heat. You don't want anything too hot where you're gonna burn them, but you do want them nice and golden like this. So removing the pine nuts from the pan, just setting them aside. So placing the pan back onto the heat, you can actually reduce the heat a little bit, and we definitely don't want to burn anything. You can go ahead and swirl in some extra virgin olive oil and then place in your finely chopped chili. For me personally, I don't like an overpowering preserved lemon presence in a recipe. I like it quite subtle. So I used just half a preserved lemon, which is more than enough for me in this recipe, just removing the seeds and then just finely chopping it up. So to balance out the bitterness of the preserved lemon, of course, we need to add in something sweet. So I'm using a little touch of honey. You could definitely use some maple syrup if that's all you have. Just mixing everything well in that pan before placing those toasted pine nuts back into the pan. The most perfect balance of flavors. We have salty, we have sweet, we have spicy. You're not just limited to using this pine nut crunch with this recipe. Put this on anything, I'm telling you, it is going to make it 10 times better. For the roasted garlic whipped feta, so I just grabbed my mini chopper for this. This did the job, and I placed in some Greek yogurt along with that feta. A good squeeze of lemon juice along with all of that roasted garlic. Once garlic is roasted, it's game on. I can add the whole bowl. 4 ingredients. I personally didn't want to add any salt just because of the feta. The feta is already salty enough for me, but if you need to add more salt, go ahead and do your thing. So blitz the roasted garlic whipped feta until smooth, until it is looking something like this. Go ahead and remove your sweet potatoes from the oven if you haven't already. They're going to be looking delicious and golden. This is exactly how we want them. And yeah, let's go ahead and put this sharing plate together. Starting with our base, which is that roasted garlic whipped feta, we're just going to place that onto a plate. So spooning it onto the plate and just spreading it about. We're then going to place on our spiced roasted sweet potato, and then we are going to finish with that preserved lemon pine nut chili crunch. I would definitely recommend using some fresh herbs that you love just to tie everything together. I chopped up some fresh parsley, and I also placed on some mint, which just worked so beautifully. Completely blown away by how phenomenal this recipe is. I love to create recipes that not only look vibrant, taste vibrant, but they also make you feel incredible. Serve this one with some roasted chicken, serve it with some fish. So make this one up as a crowd pleaser for your friends and family, or just make this one up for yourself. Whatever you choose to do, just make this recipe. Thank me later. This is my creamy roasted red pepper dip, crispy lentils and aubergine. This is almost like a fully loaded dip that you just want to grab a piece of chunky bread and just swoop everything up. Crispy lentils are my go-to when I want a really simple layer of added texture and crunch within a dish. So ingredients that we'll be needing for this recipe include some aubergines. We'll also be needing some peppers. I prefer to use fresh peppers, but if you are short for time and all you have a jarred roasted peppers, then you could definitely use this within the dip. One of the reasons why I can't call this a romesco is because we're using walnuts, not almonds, and we're also going to be adding in some Greek yogurt too, just to make this really, really creamy. So starting off, we are going to put these red peppers to roast straight away. So just cutting around the center of the red pepper and placing everything on a flat lined baking tray. I just swirled over a little bit of olive oil and I gave the red peppers some salt, placing them into a 190 degrees Celsius oven and leaving them in there for about 25 to 30 minutes until properly roasted. So we're also going to cut up our aubergine and just put that to roast too on a separate large baking tray. You can cut your aubergine any size you want. I just fancied these chunky pieces of aubergine. If you want them thinner or you'd prefer to cut them in half, you can just work it how you want it. I laid the aubergine pieces on a flat lined baking tray and I seasoned with some salt and a little bit of pepper. I drizzled over some olive oil and I just placed the aubergine to roast in the oven. Again, leaving them in there for about half an hour or so. So putting this creamy red, heavily inspired by a romesco dip together, we are going to grab some walnuts. So I just toasted my walnuts. This is to ensure that we get maximum flavor. You could put them straight into the dip, but I would recommend either toasting them or roasting them, just cooking them somehow. So removing those fully softened, cooked, roasted red peppers from the oven. The skin doesn't bother me at all, and I actually quite like the texture that it gives this dip, so I'd actually prefer to keep the skin on. So yeah, I grabbed my food processor and I placed my roasted red peppers in, along with those toasted walnuts. I added in those sun-dried tomatoes. If you don't have sun-dried tomatoes, you could definitely just skip that ingredient, just leave it out. It will still be delicious. I placed in some red wine vinegar, along with some smoked paprika, some chili flakes, some salt, a good swirl of extra virgin olive oil, and I just blitzed everything. So I didn't add garlic to this just because I wanted to see if I enjoyed it without the garlic, because I'm not the biggest fan of raw garlic, if I'm honest. But when blitzing it and tasting it, I felt like it was missing just a little touch of garlic, so I added the smallest amount in, and yes, it did make a difference. I also added in an extra touch of salt along with some Greek yogurt to make it this creamy roasted red pepper dip. This is like a romesco meets muhammara, so you can only imagine how delicious this one is. If you're making this for a sharing plate, I would definitely double up and just have some left over. I love having it with my scrambled eggs in the morning. I love eating it as part of my lunchtime balanced bowls. I've definitely shown you before how I like to prepare my crispy lentils. So I just grabbed my pan and I placed in some olive oil. So I'm using some pre-cooked pui lentils. If you'd prefer, you could cook yours from dried and then crisp them up. Beluga lentils would also work really well for this recipe. So yeah, just opening up my sachet of lentils and just placing them into the frying pan along with some salt. These lentils in particular definitely need a good touch of salt. I placed in some chili flakes along with some dried parsley. Sometimes I use dried oregano, sometimes I use dried sage, whatever herbs I'm feeling for on the day. I also placed in some garlic powder. Slowly but surely, you're going to see the lentils start to crisp up in that pan, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So just be a little bit patient, give them a little time in that pan. So the only step left to do is to put this all together. So I just removed that golden roasted aubergine. Look at how gorgeous this creamy roasted red pepper dip is. I placed on top that roasted aubergine along with those crispy lentils, and then just to brighten up this dish, I added on some feta, lots of green herbs. I did a combination of dill and parsley, and I just finished off with a few chopped up sun-dried tomatoes. This one has absolutely everything for me. That romesco inspired creamy roasted red pepper dip will just blow your mind. I actually love the touch of the roasted walnut, that melt in the mouth roasted aubergine topped with those crispy chickpeas and a little bit of feta. This one is magical. Definitely a winning sharing plate. I can almost guarantee that anybody who tries this is going to love it. So there we have it, 3 stunning, feel good, spring inspired sharing plates for you to take into your week. Let me know which one has caught your eye and which one you'll be trying out first. For more of my recipes, head over to my website and check out all of my ebooks over there. I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.